questions you think about in the hospital, but when the doctor walks in, you suddenly forget how to ask them. You want to ask, am I going to be okay? How bad is this? How long can I live like this? Can I still have a normal life? But instead, you just sit there and say, okay, doctor. I know that feeling. Hey, I'm saying out loud the questions I was too afraid to ask my doctor. And you're living with kidney disease or dialysis. There may be 1 year you've been afraid to ask too. This might sound like an obvious question, but sometimes you are scared of the answer. You hear words like creatinine, eGFR, kidney failure, dialysis, transplant, and suddenly your mind starts going in 100 different directions. You may be thinking, this is something I can recover from. Is it getting worse? What happens next? Your language. Because understanding what is happening to your body is part of taking control of your health. Question number 2. Can my kidneys ever recover? This is a difficult one. Because when someone hears the words kidney failure, their mind immediately jumps to the worst possible conclusion. But kidney problems are not all the same. Some forms of kidney injury can improve, while chronic kidney disease may be permanent and can progress differently from a person to person. So instead of assuming, ask the doctor, is my kidney problem temporary or permanent? Is there a chance my kidney function can improve? What can we do to protect whatever kidney function I've left? Don't be afraid of the answer. An uncomfortable truth is better than an unanswered question. Number 3. Do I really need dialysis? This is probably one of the scariest questions. Because once you hear the word dialysis, your imagination can take over. You picture the machine, the needle, the hospital, hours sitting in a chair, and you start thinking, is this really happening to me? But there is the important thing. The decision to start dialysis isn't supposed to be based on one lab test. Doctors consider the overall clinical picture, including symptoms, kidney function, and other factors. So if dialysis has been recommended, ask, why do I need it right now? What happens if I don't start? What are my treatment options? You deserve to understand the reasoning behind your treatment. Question number 4. Can I live a normal life? I think this one is one of the questions many patients are afraid to say out loud. Because sometimes you don't really want a medical explanation. You want someone to look at you and say, yes, you can still have a life. Can you work? Can you travel? Can you fall in love? Can you get married? Can you have children? Can you start a business? Can you still chase your dreams? The answer isn't identical to everyone. Your health, treatment, and individual circumstances matter. But having kidney disease doesn't mean your life suddenly has no future. And that's something I wish every patient could hear and understand. Question number 5. How much time do I have? This is the question that can keep you awake at night. Doctor, how long can I live? But here's the difficult part. There isn't a simple countdown clock that a doctor can look at and read. People with the same diagnosis can have very different outcomes. So rather than focusing only on how many years do I have, you can ask, what factors affect my outlook? What can I do to improve my chances? What should I be focusing on right now? Sometimes the better question isn't how much time do I have? Rather, it's what can I do with the time that I have? Question 6. What am I doing wrong? This one can be very painful because when your kidneys fail, you may start blaming yourself. Did I eat the wrong things? Did I ignore something? Could I have prevented this? But kidney disease has so many possible causes, and sometimes patients don't know they have a kidney problem until significant damage has already been done. So instead of carrying guilt around, ask your doctor, what caused my kidney disease? And if there isn't a clear answer, that's okay too. Not every medical mystery has an immediate explanation. With kidney failure has taught me something. Sometimes the hardest part isn't the needle, isn't the machine, isn't even the hospital. Sometimes it's the uncertainty, not knowing what tomorrow looks like, not knowing what your body will do tomorrow, not knowing whether your plans will change. But I've also learned that asking questions doesn't make you weak, it makes you informed. And information can take away some of the fear. Now I want to hear from you. What is the one question you've always wanted to ask your doctor but were too afraid to ask? Don't be embarrassed. You can even leave it anonymously in the comment section if that's what makes you comfortable. And if you have already asked your doctor a difficult question, what did you learn from the answer? Maybe your comment will help another person sitting in a hospital chair right now. I am Locha, and this is Locha on Dialysis. We don't just talk about kidney disease, we talk about what's actually like to live through it. So if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because there are more real conversations coming. Conversations about dialysis, kidney failure, transplant, relationships, money, fear, hope, and everything in between. And remember, don't be afraid to ask the question. Sometimes the question you're scared to ask is the one you need to answer the most.